we have figure of speech euphemism. What do we mean by the word euphemism? An euphemism is an expression used in place of one that may be found offensive or suggest something unpleasant. Instead of making use of words that are offensive or taboo that sounds unpleasant, you make use of what? This another word in the place of it, and we call those words what? Euphemism. The man kicked the bucket. Instead of saying the word that is unpleasant, he died, you make use of words like the man kicked the bucket, the man passed on. All those words are called what? Euphemism. The man passed away. So now what do we mean by the man passed away? He died. So now this word, the man passed away, is referred to as what? Euphemism. Which means what? Making use of an expression in place of an offensive words, taboo, or words that are not pleasant to the ears. Now we have the patient is mentally unstable. The patient is mentally unstable. That is an euphemism. What do we mean by that? The patient is mad. Instead of saying an offensive word or words that are not pleasant, you make use of what? This kind of expression. The patient is mentally unstable. When you make use of such statement, it means the patient is mad. So the patient is mentally unstable means what? Is a figure of speech, and the figure of speech is what? Euphemism. She is getting on. She is getting on. What do we mean by that? She's getting old. So instead of making use of what? Offensive words, words that are not pleasant, we make use of such words, euphemism. She's getting on means what? She's getting old. She is on the streets. She is on the streets. What do we mean by such expression? She's homeless. Instead of making use of offensive words, words that are not pleasant to the ears, we make use of what? Euphemism. And lastly, he is big boned. He is big boned. When you say someone is big boned, that means the person is fat. Maybe instead of saying he's fat, you make use of the words like he is big boned without any problem when you say such words. So now, when we have all these words used in an expression, we call them euphemism. Euphemism is an expression in place of one that may be found offensive or suggest something unpleasant. When you don't want to say something unpleasant or offensive, in order to replace such word, you make use of euphemism. And I've listed some euphemism on the board. The man passed away. The patient is unstable. She's getting on. She's getting on. She's on the streets. He is big boned. All are examples of what? Euphemism. I hope you are able to what? Differentiate the types of figure of speech we have. I've listed so many figure of speech, and I hope you are able to what? Identify those figure of speech when used in what? In sentence. You are able to what? Identify them and know their meanings and the examples of such figure of speech. I hope you enjoyed this class. See you next class and stay safe.